Hey, sweetheart. How's the kids? Let me go? No way. Where you going with this, Unum dear? Oh my. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir du Vide, and Act 2 of To Eat a God has been released. In the garden, there exist 7 symbols to which one must worship. Each one represents a concept linked to the creation of the garden. All beings born under the command of the garden have a limited connection to their representative symbol, depending on the day they were born. No one is born on Sundays. Sundays are a sacred day. It is said that the symbols choose 6 people after the candle festival to consume them, in the hope that one of them is the reincarnation of the Creator. Your character's past doesn't matter. It's just another body for you to take. Something you're already used to, I guess. Welcome to the garden, a place used as a test. A disposable place after finishing playing it. The game is simple. You must not let the other characters find out that your puppet is connected to you. Your puppet will be sent as a gift for the symbols, and you should act as if you belong there. Please do not do anything that is outside the stipulations, nor summon the name of the representative of the void. This is strictly prohibited. Even if you are given the opportunity, don't do it. Okay, so I want to start with Unum first. Not because I want to see if the soul baby thing worked, or anything. Not because I want to hold my child within my arms, if we even are going to have a child. Because in the last episode, Unum wanted to do a little experiment with us. He wanted to create a hybrid of whatever kind of being they are and humans. So we kind of, when 2 souls love each other very much, they get together and create a soul baby, I guess. I don't know. But then Unum gave me unpurified food, and I passed out.
Everybody got that?
So in the last episode, it ended with me passing out, but hopefully I'm not dead? Maybe? Hopefully? You stop listening to what's happening and fall back into a deep sleep. The increase in temperature is what wakes you up. You feel a thick drop of sweat running down your forehead, but you want to go back to sleep again. You're very tired. You should be grateful that this thing's biology and mine are very similar. Have you done this before? Of course. I can't be everywhere at once. There's always the chance that one of my children might eat a fruit that wasn't sanctified. Ah! You open your eyes to see what's happening, but the light is too bright. Oh, Quinkay, it's working! Unum says it as if he can't believe it. Quinkay clicks his tongue, exasperated. Don't shout. We still need to extract the main rose. Oh no, I've got flower gore coming out of me. A strange sensation forms on the skin covering your abdomen. Something is pushing its way up from your stomach with urgency. It doesn't hurt, but it feels uncomfortable. Spit it out here. Your vision is filled by a hand waiting with an open palm for something. And that something doesn't take long to arrive, as you throw up a perfectly intact rose from your mouth. Cool. Also, ow! It's disgusting, but judging by Quinkay's face, he doesn't think the same. In fact, he looks completely indifferent, as if he doesn't care about holding a rose covered in saliva and gastric juices. As if he had done this countless times before. Oh, it's exactly the same. I really don't understand the difference between mine and Sextum's. Their biology is very similar. Yours don't think, Unum replies playfully. You're the one who doesn't think. Yeah, Unum, giving me unsanctified food? Quinkay quickly stands up and grabs Unum by his clothes. The redhead just laughs, downplaying Quinkay's anger. I'm gonna grab him by the clothes. We have a child to raise. If I hear you say that one more time, I swear I'll break that hybrid you're hiding. His smile vanishes completely as he looks down at Quinkay, utterly serious. Huh? And how do you know about them? I can hear another heartbeat besides this human's. Unum remains still, staring intently at Quinkay. Whether due to the difficulty of holding his gaze against the sun or simple discomfort, Quinkay clicks his tongue, letting go and pushing him away. I suppose Septimus already told you that I'll be the one making the change. Yes. Then... Unum smiles again. Unum! Do you want to see them? No, thanks. I'll return to my domain. What's Quinkay's domain? What does he do? What's his thing? What's his element? If you need help in any unfamiliar situation, call me or Sextum. We are all aware about this. Without another word, Quinkay leaves the room. Do you mean about me or the baby? Also, give me baby. Where is the baby?
I would like to see the baby.
Let me hold my child. Unum remains thoughtful for a moment before giving you a knowing look. Now comes the hard part. Cultivating a god. What? Or what do you mean? Both is general confusion. I just threw up a rose, what? We have to cultivate this god until it's completely ready. But I'm going to need your help. I still don't understand how organic life goes through changes that allow it to grow and improve. I've never seen it for myself. So, I suppose you know a little about this. I mean, as much as I would like a baby, I know very little about it. You'll do whatever it takes to save your skin, and if that means playing happy family with the sun god, you'll do it without hesitation. What do you mean by playing? You can count on me. I'll do my best. Unum smiles without showing his teeth. His expression is tender, nothing like the looks he used to give you. You're gonna be a father now. Oh no, he's gonna be a father now. The day passes quickly, and incredibly, you find yourself accompanied by Unum and his wives. Even though the heat is becoming increasingly hard to bear, it's nothing that can truly hurt you. A little heat doesn't kill anyone, right? You look around and see 3 pairs of eyes fixed on you. Eliana, Ignis, and Solaris. Even though they stare at you as if they wanted to devour you, they remain quite respectful and calm, unlike Unum. Hey girls, wait till we see the baby! My baby's gonna have the coolest aunties. Unum asks his wives to show you how to purify food, because according to him, both you and the baby should eat without worrying about poisoning from Tria. You have to bring your hands together around the fruit, and you must sing to the essence of Tria. Without further explanation, Ignis starts singing in a language you do not understand. Both you and Unum stare in amazement as the fruit begins to glow. Unum, why are you staring? Shouldn't you know this? Shouldn't you not feed me unsanctioned food? Then you witness a seal shattering in midair. Cool. When Tria's seal is broken, the fruit can be consumed. Why do we have this in the first place? Maybe the little god doesn't face as mortal a risk as Espoir when eating unsanctified fruits, but the risk is always there. My baby's fruit will be so sanctified. Maybe it's like us. Don't assume without knowing, dears. Today we'll cook, but starting tomorrow, you'll do it. You'll cook for everyone. All right, I'll do it. Most of my cooking turns out to be experiments, but sure, I'll cook for the aunties. For a moment, you think she's talking to you, but then you realize that Eliana's eyes are fixed on Unum. No. Girls, have you seen how this guy cooks? No, I'll do it. So, pay attention. Unum, if you poison me, my new wife's sisters, or our baby, I will beat you up somehow. After an intense cooking class, where you have to constantly redirect Unum's attention to the explanation, everyone gathers around the table to eat. Then you all begin to eat. The atmosphere is homely, even more so than your mind could imagine, and that scares you a little. You're unsettled, MC, but I'm loving this. Unum's wives talk a lot. Too much. So much that you struggle to follow them, though Unum doesn't. He pays attention to everything they say, occasionally asking questions, but never interrupting. You're in a daze. Tomorrow we'll go with Due to check on Orion's belt. It's been a long time since you've been there. I don't like that Due refers to you by your assigned names. You're no longer her property.
Yes, we are.
What does this mean, sisters? Unum, we've already talked about this. Unum lets out. Yeah, I guess they would be stars. So I guess Due is like their thing is stars, and okay. That's cute. I like that. That's cute. Unum lets out a sigh, clearly displeased and overwhelmed by the situation. I still don't understand how it doesn't bother you. You're free. You're no longer under anyone's command. That only applies when Due isn't around, and we still have responsibilities. But we don't mind, Unum. Eliana takes Unum's hand tenderly, caressing the back of it with her thumb. Unum, on the other hand, swallows his words, choosing not to argue any further. By the time you're finished, Unum and you clear the dishes to wash them, while the wives say their goodbyes and wish you good night. Bye, girls. Did they have other names? Yes. Due gives them names when creating them. Usually she just assigns a number, but if they're brilliant and perform well, Due names them with honors. What were they called? I can do this. I can read this. Alnatak, Al-Nalam, and Mintaka. They're beautiful names, but they're names that are under ownership. When they came to me, I asked them to choose their own names. I see. Your name. Was it imposed on you? The name you gave me when you were with Nuala, does that count as imposed? Quiet, my puppet version inside the game. We can't let them know that. You change the subject to avoid answering his questions. You don't know if Unum catches the hint or not, but he plays along. Time passes as you discuss how to sanctify food, while Unum shows you what he learned with an apple. And incredibly, he managed to break the seal. With a smile revealing all of his teeth, he offers it to you. I don't know. Isn't it supposed to be glowing? Honey, sweetie, isn't it supposed to be glowing or something? But I don't know. The text said he managed to break the seal, so I'm trusting you. I'm trusting you. You grab the apple and take a big bite. After chewing, you smile, baring your teeth just as he does. Unum blushes and laughs heartily. I'm trusting you, Unum. You wouldn't do this to me a second time. Eventually, you feel tired, and Unum takes you to your room. Unum glances at you for a second while you're already under the sheets, then suddenly approaches. When you sleep, what does it feel like? It's a bit difficult to answer with his face so close to yours. How do you answer someone who can't or doesn't need to sleep? I think my boy needs it simple. You don't want to confuse him by delving into convoluted or hard-to-explain concepts like sleep phases and why dreams exist. Maybe you can explain that another day. So you simply reply with what it feels like to sleep. While you speak, you notice Unum reclining on the bed, watching you with his eyes wide open. His attention is entirely on you, catching every word you utter, just as he did when his wives were talking at the table. He looks cute. In a moment, Unum's expression shifts to one of distress. Do you think the baby can dream? I wish they could experience that. Oh, it sounds liberating. I think they'll be able to dream. Yeah, why not? Wah, do you really believe that? You nod, and Unum pounces on you to give you a hug and a kiss. So, when's the wedding? Oh wait, or did it technically already happen? I'm so happy. It scares you a bit that he takes your words as absolute truth. Unum clears his throat, a bit embarrassed by his remark. You should rest now. See you in a few hours. Good night. He kisses you on the forehead and leaves the room. You ponder for a long time over the conversation with Unum. The names here are important, more important than you thought. If Unum's wives belong to Due, then the symbols must also belong to someone. Could that someone be Septim? Maybe tomorrow you should ask why names are so important and why Unum doesn't feel comfortable calling his wives by their original names. Oh yeah, and there was that thing with Raphael and calling out his name in the last video with Septum. Little by little, your eyes begin to close as you sink into a deep sleep. No shenanigans here. Espoir! Espoir! Two hands grab you by the shoulders, urgently shaking you. I want to check on the baby, and there's something off about them. Give me my baby! What did we name him? Names are important. You have to blink a few times to fully wake up and understand what the redhead is saying. What? Oh wait, no, is he gonna try to feed a baby an apple? There's something off about the baby. I'm just darting down the hall. Espoir, that's not the right way. Darts down the other hall. Running at top speed, I don't even know where I'm going. Without another word, Unum grabs your hand and drags you out of the bed. Unum does his best to explain, amid panic and nerves, what's happening with the baby. Or did it poop and he's freaking out? But you don't understand anything. You just need 5 minutes of peace. Please. Just 5 minutes to ponder the choices that led you here. Is it normal for it to move so much? I love our little ball of light. Why is he asking you this, knowing that neither of you has any idea how a baby created from a combination of souls develops? I don't know. Hasn't Sexton explained the development process of this thing to you? This thing? It's a baby. You don't know what makes the comment funnier, Unum's face, or the fact that the thing he's clearly pointing at isn't a baby. It's a weird mass. So, a baby, a weird mass. It's a transparent mass that moves as if it were feeling discomfort, and you don't even know if it's capable of feeling anything yet. I think it needs to stabilize. We both have to take it. You hope that Sexton told him this, and that he's not just making it up. Well, I mean, that's what having a child is like. You kind of just make it up. As you approach, you feel an immense burst of heat, not as pleasant as the warmth radiating from Unum's body. No, this heat is unbearable. Put your hand in there! You rescue your child! Together with Unum, you both place your hands on the mass. You feel a tingling in your fingers and arm, but it doesn't hurt or burn. So, this is like the birth of a star. You're unable to answer Unum, as a flash clouds your eyes. It's so bright that you have to shut them tightly to avoid blindness. An intense heat surrounds and embraces you, as if the sun's rays were piercing your skin, softly kissing you for an extended time. Then the glow ceases. Twins! Twins! When you open your eyes, Unum shouts, Did it split? Indeed, the mass is no longer one, but two. Unum, give me your hand. Let's do that again. Let's make a few more. You hear the door slam open. My Lady Dewey, you cannot enter this room without notifying us. Uh-oh. Oh, that's Dewey. Excuse me for a moment. Madam, I don't want you to speak, Alnatak. Hey, that's my sister-wife you're talking about. Eliana grimaces in pain, her lips pressed tightly shut. Unum turns to see Dewey entering through the door, followed by Eliana. You don't have permission to give orders in my domain. Give her voice back, right now. After this... Dewey ignores the order, moving closer to you. Dewey, I will fight you for my children's. I will fight you, Star Lady. I'll lose, but I'll still fight you. I must assist in the birth of these binary stars. Binary stars. Binary star hero. I love that game. They are not yours. Septum has ordered me to assist with whatever is needed. And my assistance is needed now. You're not qualified for this. Unum doesn't get a chance to retort, as Dewey adds, her voice laced with venom. You're very egocentric, especially since those around you are even better than you. How dare you say that about my soon-to-be husband? Stronger and larger, but not suitable for giving space to organic life. Huh. Due pulls your hand away from the mass and asks Unum for space so that she could do her work. Don't you touch my babies! Unless you're going to help them, then please by all means touch my babies! Reluctantly, Unum takes a few steps back with you, and when he deems the distance safe, he moves in front of you, covering your body with his own. You assume it must be for protection. Ah! Due places both hands on each of the masses, and with one swift pull, a glow far brighter than before emerges. Unum covers your eyes with his arm. A deathly silence follows, and the room's temperature becomes unbearable. And a baby's cry shatters the silence, followed by a much weaker one. What is this?
Babies!
Like a fisherman, Due holds two creatures by their feet. Both cry because of the position they're in. You feel yourself sweating, and your vision starts to blur. The hot air only deepens your desperation with each passing second. That's not how you hold them, you brute!
Babies!
Taken aback, Due hands the two entities to Unum, who cradles them as one would a human baby. Is this a human? No, they're two humans. Well, no, they're hybrids. I thought a god already ready to claim their rank would emerge from here. Not this. That doesn't matter. You will have a god ready after a while. I suppose Septum knows you're playing at being human. Due watches the small entities in Unum's arms. The atmosphere is tense. The atmosphere is me staggering to my feet, blinded with the light, sweating profusely, saying, "Get away from my children's!" They're yours. You need to give them names. Now. You can't take it any longer, and Unum seems to notice how unwell you are. With a tremor of nervousness in his voice, he asks you to leave the room for a moment.
But want to hold my children.
He gestures for you to step out into the garden for some fresh air. And you do so without a word of protest. Oh, I'm gonna protest. You trudge towards the door leading to the garden and sit down on one of the nearby benches. You take a deep breath and close your eyes. Here the air is fresh. You don't feel your lungs burning as you breathe in. You glance at your hands, and something starts to worry you. It's not their color, since Septum also bears those marks. No, what worries you is that you've begun to feel less in them. You have no sensation in your fingertips. The sensitivity in that area is almost non-existent. Although you can move your fingers, something inside tells you that sooner or later you'll lose that ability. If you tell Unum about this, will he be able to help you? Honestly, Unum doesn't seem so frightening now, but you suspect it's because you've been with him for a while, and perhaps you've grown accustomed to his odd presence and personality. He's not bad, just peculiar, and a bit violent when he's hungry. Could it be viable for you to stay here? Yes, because now you have babies. If you try to escape, will you have any other option to survive? Escape? No. We got babies to raise. We're staying. Yes, it's the best you can do. You don't know what's beyond this garden, nor what the world or society out there is like. To top it all off, you smell like a human, according to what you've seen and heard, and that's not good for you. You're an easy target. Do you already have permission to be outside? You recognize that voice.
Oh, hi! You want to see my babies? We got 2 of them. They're the cutest babies in this whole world, and they're the best babies.
You lift your gaze and see Septum standing next to you, looking over your shoulder. What up, buddy? Good morning, I say, sweating profusely, about to pass out. Septum smiles contently. Answer my question. Oh, right. Unum asked me to go out for some air. The room we were in, it wasn't very pleasant. Too much heat. I imagine. Humans can't withstand the power of so many stars for very long. let alone newly formed stars. If you hadn't gone out, you'd probably be dead by now. You want to ask if he's come to see the hybrids, but you're afraid how he might react. It doesn't matter how he's going to react. I'm going to protect my babies. Let's go see them.
Unum's hybrids?
They're yours, too.
Yes, I want to see my babies.
The walk back is awkward. Septim makes no effort to engage in conversation, and you're sure that if you speak first without his permission, he'll get angry. Oh yeah. Inside Unum's residence, you encounter his wives, who are outside the room. Noticing Septim's presence, all three lower their heads in greeting. Alnatak, has the situation stabilized? Hey, you use my wife's sister's, new name. Eliana remains silent, and Septim appears to understand why, as he gestures with his hands. Her lips relax, and she replies, Lady Due has stabilized the new stars. It is now safe for Espoir. Good. The door to the room opens by itself, and Septim makes his way through. Due, Unum. I remind you that it's crucial for Espoir to be present at the most critical moments. I will not tolerate them being taken away from them again.
Oh, thanks.
Due stands up straight, as if a low-ranking soldier were witnessing a general's arrival. Septim, my apologies. I asked them to leave because the energy in this room is too condensed. I know, but I need Espoir to observe the development of both gods. Are they stable yet? Yes. Okay. Due, we're leaving now. Unum? Yes? I want an audience with you tonight. You better not yell at my husband. Septim exits the room with Due, with a quick look in your direction. Unum doesn't move until he senses that both symbols are far away. Then he smiles. Look!
The precious!
One will be Markham, and one will be Olivia. He comes towards you, holding both creatures in his arms. Listen, puppet. If you don't stop calling my babies creatures, we're gonna have a fight. They have a pulse, just like you, though their heart rate is very different from yours. They're so cute. You still can't hold them. Their bodies are still too warm. You could burn your hands. I'll take that risk. Oh. Well, you'll have to be content with just watching them closely. As you lean in, you once again notice the heat radiating from both babies' bodies. What are their names? I'd like to wait until they're old enough to choose their own names. Why? I want them to be free. Let them do as they please until... Unum cuts himself off before finishing the sentence. And then he laughs nervously. Septim said they'll grow fast. Maybe tomorrow they won't be this little.
Aw.
You spend most of your time taking care of the babies. Well, you instruct Unum on how to take care of them, as you still can't touch them. And you've confirmed it yourself when you tried to touch one of their cheeks. You burnt your hand. My hands are both in wrappings. Worth it! Unum almost calls Quincay to come heal you, but you've told him it's not necessary. Oh yeah, aren't I losing feeling in my fingers? When night falls, Unum excuses himself, saying he must do something important, and he takes both babies with him. He asks you to rest and sleep so that you'll have all the energy you need tomorrow. So you rest. You dream. For the first time in your short existence in this small world, you dream. You're in a dark place, and you hear a voice, but you can't make out what it's saying. You don't know how or when, but it's already the next day. And the first thing you see when you open your eyes is your hands. Ugh, the darkness has devoured more skin.
Oh, hey, sweetheart. How's the kids?
The second thing your eyes spot is Unum, lying next to you, watching you intently. You're an amazing creature. I never thought I could be the husband of a human. Husband? How many steps has this man skipped? About as many as I skip. Since when does he think that you're in a relationship? Is it like that with all the symbols? Or is it just Unum who has no idea how relationships work? You let out a laugh at how strange it is to be in this relationship. Unum looks at you, confused.
Do you want to be my husband?
Aren't we already? You can't help but let out a laugh from your throat. But we've even had children, and you live with me. According to what I've read, that's more than enough to call us spouses. You let out another laugh. Don't laugh.
All right. I don't know how relationships work among the garden people, but we humans need time and arrangements before we can earn that title.
Oh. Could you explain it to me? There's no book here that explains that to you.
Aw.
You have no trouble explaining to Unum what it takes to become your husband, although you emphasize that it's different for everyone. If I try, could I be your husband?
Absolutely, Pookie. I mean, you're gonna have to beat Nola out of the spot. I've added him to the husband list. Absolutely, Pookie.
Unum smiles, baring all of his teeth, triumphantly. I wanted to show you the rest of my domain today, but Septum said it's dangerous for you to go out. So we'll have to stay in the temple until the stars have grown. I don't want to miss a thing, not a single moment of their development.
Are you excited?
Of course. Besides, I have you by my side, which makes it even better. We're like the families that Sexton loved to watch grow. Oh, we could invite her when she finishes her prayers.
Oh.
Unum gets out of bed and looks at you excitedly. The girls are taking care of them while we make breakfast.
Aw, they're with their aunties.
Wow, it seems that Unum is taking Eliana's words seriously. Incredible. You walk to the kitchen, and Unum performs the sanctification ritual before starting to prepare breakfast. You help him with some tasks, but he does most of the work, precisely replicating what the girls prepared the day before. And after a while of cooking, breakfast is ready. Puffing out his chest, Unum looks at the result with pride. But instantly, he deflates like a balloon. I miss watching my wives cook. I see you did quite well. Solaris enters through the door with a half smile. It seems that now you'll be the one in charge of cooking, dear. Only if you join me. We'll think about it. Do you need help setting the table? Yes, please. It's strange. This is totally strange. You never imagined that living with them would be so normal. Where did that Unum so overexcited about everything go? The one who used to try to attack you at the slightest reaction of your body. What's the catch? Could it be that they'll end up eating you? After all, they are entities that eat human flesh. Oh yeah, I casually forgot about that. Are you really playing at being a happy family? Espoir?
Yes?
Can human babies eat at the table?
What?
Honestly, I can't imagine them sitting at the table with a fork and a knife in their hands. Their hands are very small, and they don't have much coordination with them. Well, maybe they have no coordination at all. You take a deep breath before answering, and you remember that Unum is an entity completely opposite to you, who only knows about humans from what he's read. And God knows what he's been reading. The days pass quickly, faster than you'd care to admit. With Unum and his wives at home, there's never a moment when you're alone. There's always something to do, and it's always something pleasant. Well, not always. Can you peel this? I have to go ask Ignis something. Of course. When you take the knife and the fruit in your hand, you realize that perhaps not only is the color of your skin changing, but also the mobility of your fingers.
Oh.
You find it hard to coordinate and apply pressure, but you can still do it. You're about to finish peeling when Unum appears behind you, touching your shoulders. You do it better than I do.
Ouch!
And that's enough to distract you, causing you to cut the palm of your hand with the knife. The cut is deep.
Ugh. Why are you cutting an apple with a knife that sharp?
The blood flows out in concerning amounts.
Aw, man, am I gonna die like this?
Then everything descends into chaos.
Uh-oh.
You're thankful that Unum didn't rip your hand off in one bite. Let's be honest, You know that what he really wanted to do at that moment was to eat you whole. Oh, this is the bad kind of chaos. From head to toe.
Honey, don't eat me.
By the 4th day, little by little, you start opening up to each of Unum's wives, and like the redhead, they're eager to learn more about humans. Thanks to them, you discover that both babies need to be together.
They are binary stars, which means they are permanently linked by a tail in an endless dance,
Ignis once said. Although there is great concern of the girls' faces when they talk about it, every time you ask them why, they change the subject.
My baby's got his fat. Oh, he's got his father's little fangs. Oh.
On the 5th day, you discover their original names, and if you focus your gaze on the children, you can see a tail. Sirius, that's the name they both share. Eliana explained to you that this is because they were born at the same time. But you shouldn't worry, because it will only be a name that no one will use after both gods choose their own names. You can't spend too much time with them in one room, because their presence burns your skin and prevents you from breathing normally. Don't care. Worth it. I'm gonna read my kids Clifford the Big Red Dog even if it kills me. At least now you can carry them for a short time, and you can't help but think they're cute. They both resemble Unum. They don't physically resemble you at all, and when you mention this to Unum, he just laughs.
Oh, the babies. Oh, his little baby tail. Oh, his little baby halo. Oh.
You vividly remember the words that came from the sun god at that moment. They both share a heart, and in essence similar to yours. And that is 1,000 times better than if they had an appearance similar to mine.
Why?
Because now I can feel your heart, accompanied by 2 more melodies. They are different, but theirs comes from yours, and together they create the most beautiful symphony I've ever heard. You still can't believe that Unum said that to you. Every time you remember it, you feel your cheeks warm up. The end. The end. End it there. No more shenanigans. I just want my husband, my 3 sister wives, and my twin babies. On the 7th day, a Sunday, Septum comes to see your babies. He looks at them for just a second, and then turns his gaze to you. Your hands. Yeah, what are we gonna do about something about that?
Ah, it's nothing.
I'll find a solution for that. Without explanation, he leaves. Now that Septum mentioned it, Unum says as he approaches to inspect your hands and arms have changed over time. What's wrong with them? I don't know. Don't worry about it. Say nothing and hug him. Oh. Hey.
Yeah?
I've been watching Sirius sleep. I think they dream. They move and make gestures while they sleep. Oh! Just imagine what they dream about. Thank you for giving me this change. You're truly the best thing that's happened to me in a long time.
Oh.
Unum starts to move closer to wrap you in his arms. He's so tall, and his build is so massive that you can't help but feel dwarfed in comparison. His embrace is warm, yet the thought that he could rip a piece of your skin off with his teeth at any moment refuses to leave your mind. I really like having you here. I love your warmth, your scent, and your heartbeat. Yeah, let's keep that heart beating then. The fact that you're mortal and ever-changing. Unum loosens his grip slightly to take one of your hands, and he inspects it while tracing the scab that's formed on you with his thumb. And how adaptable you are. Let me go? No way. Where you going with this, Unum dear?
Oh my!
Without warning, he takes your hand to his mouth and licks it. Your heart is racing, though you're not sure if it's from fear or something else. It's something else. It's definitely something else. His face draws dangerously close to yours. But you also make me want to devour you. Remember that time you cut yourself peeling the fruit with a knife? It was terrible. If I didn't like you so much, I probably would have gutted you right then. Unum, sweetheart, this is not the sort of thing you say to your wife. What kind of comment is that? And why does he say it like it's a compliment? But don't worry, I'll take care of you. Without further explanation than a smile, Unum presses a kiss to your lips. Days pass, and you find it hard to believe how quickly the children grow. You've gotten used to calling them the children instead of their original names. Now that they can walk, you spend most of your day in the garden with them, since it's still too dangerous to be indoors with them for long periods of time. The energy they release is very unstable and dangerous for a body like yours. I'm tearing up as if these are my own children. I'm crying. I feel like Hannah watching her kids grow in wolf children. I'm gonna cry. They're adorable. It's adorable to see them playing and interacting with each other or with the girls. Yet there's something that's been worrying you for a while now. Something that neither Unum nor the girls have shown any interest in explaining or discussing. You assume it's normal, but it still worries you. And the more they grow, the more they tend to stick together, their tails entwined. They can spend entire days clinging to each other's tails. Ask Unum, ask the girls. Don't consult anything. As a concerned mother, I must ask the girls. Sisters? You'll let the children know that you'll step inside for a moment and be right back. Wait, we're leaving the children? Don't leave the children! You don't need to search, as you spot the figures leaving their residence, so you run towards them. It's just Ignis and Eliana. Solaris is not with them. Little human, has something happened? Ignis asks with a hint of fear in her voice, as seeing you run and pant must be an unusual sight. No, it's nothing. It's just that something about the children worries me. What worries you, dear? No matter how many times Eliana calls you dear, every time she does, you feel a tingling sensation in your stomach. Is it normal for them to have their tails intertwined all the time? Both women watch you in silence before responding, and Eliana's smile falters for a second. Binary stars use their tails to stabilize themselves and keep their gravitational field in good condition. If they don't, one of them could be absorbed by the other. By connecting their tails, their power is balanced and evenly distributed. It also helps strengthen their emotional bond. That's right. There's nothing to worry about. They do it instinctively. Oh, okay. You spend the rest of the day resting with the girls while Unum takes care of the children. You're no longer afraid to leave them with him, as Unum has proven to be a very good caretaker. Incredibly, against all odds. Sunday arrives once again, and Septum appears once again. Why does the music sound ominous? You don't like that you can't be present during the children's growth checkup, but Unum can, so you don't worry more than necessary, deciding to wait outside the room. About 30 minutes pass, and they still hadn't come out. It's nothing to worry about. After an hour passes, the girls arrive to keep you company. They say nothing, which makes you start to break into a cold sweat. Why are they here? And why do they look so tense?
What if they don't pass the checkup?
Be quiet. Don't even think about it.
I'm sorry.
What will happen if they don't pass the checkup? You're about to panic and scream to ask what they mean when the door to the room opens. Where are my babies? The two children come out and run towards you, laughing, as if celebrating something that you don't know about. Septum walks out with both arms behind his back, with Unum following behind him. They have their names now! All present, Unum, Alnatak, Mintaka, and Alnilam. Must refer to them by these new names from now on. It is strictly forbidden to call them by their original names. An inexplicable pressure runs through your body from the tension on Unum's face. You know you're not the only one who felt it. Sirius, you may now introduce yourselves.
My name is Noor, and I'm called Shams. Precious! Absolutely precious!
pleased, Septum bids farewell in a monotone and distant voice, though his movements and expression maintain the elegant characteristic of his being. Why is he the only one allowed to refer to them by their imposed names? Well, I mean, he is a big deal, and Unum isn't allowed to. You fear the reason behind such an order, but for now, you can do nothing.
Can we go to the garden to play?
Your attention shifts to the children, who look at you pleadingly, their tails intertwined. Should they eat first? You know what? Let's go. Let's go, kids. Shams and Noor run down the hallway towards the garden. At all times, their tails remain intertwined. Life here is not so bad. End of Act 2. That's it. We don't need no more. Nothing else needs to happen. I've got my husband, I've got my sister wives, Septum is being cool, and I've got my babies, and we're in the garden, and we're eating apples, and we're happy. That's all we need. I'm very happy with that ending, but I'm very curious as to, if there's any other endings. When Unum says, now comes the hard part, cultivating a god, I said, what? But I could say, what do you mean? Are those the same thing? I've only just now noticed he's got a little cut in his lip. I wonder what's that all about? Isn't that how you say it? Say what? When you have to take care of something until it's ready. That's called raising. Perfect. Let's raise a god. But I'm going to need your help. What if I'm unenthusiastic about taking care of the children? I don't know much either. Oh, don't worry. We'll both support each other with this. After all, this god is neither completely human nor entirely a symbol. It will be the best of both worlds. Alright. We now know that apple is cool, but what if we say, no thanks, sweetie. No thank you. Clearly your rejection affects him, as his smile fades into a simple, oh. Aww. I'll leave it here in case you get hungry. Eventually, you feel tired, and Unum takes you to your room. He's probably still thinking about me not eating that apple. How would I explain sleep in detail? You take a breath and begin explaining what it feels like to sleep, why you must sleep, and what happens during sleep. You explain the existence of dreams, emphasizing that you don't always remember them. While you speak, you notice Unum reclining on the bed, watching you with his eyes wide open. Oh, he is such a good listener. Like, even when you choose to start yapping, he's just watching you with bated breath. That's a sign of a good husband right there. Do they dream? No. We're not built like humans. We don't need to rest, much less dream. Our only purpose is to maintain the order of the garden, so sleeping and dreaming is a waste of time. Or that's what Septum says. Oh. Oh yeah, what happens if I do something awful and don't put my hands there? You don't put your hands down. You don't plan to burn yourself. Uh-oh. So, let Unum do it is your last thought before hearing a rumble like an explosion. What? Bad end. Explosion. Ha! Be a bad parent, get blown up. Obviously, I want to stay with Unum, so what if I try to escape, like I don't want to do? Abandoning your babies! You have more than enough resources to take care of them. It's now or never. No one is watching you. You're practically just a few meters away from your freedom. Who cares about the possible problems you might face out there for being a human? What matters is that you're free. You really are an idiot. I know, right? Abandoning my babies? Septum cuts off your head. Alright. That end, meters from your freedom. Meters from my body, because my head got cut off. Alright. What if I ask Unum about the tails, if that's a safe thing? You tell the children you'll be in for a second and that you'll be right back. I'm not sure Unum would even know much about this, but who knows? Maybe he'll surprise me. You search for Unum in the temple hallways and find him in the kitchen with Solaris, who is advising him on how to improve his latest meal. This is called salt, Unum. Use it! Out of curiosity, you pause to listen to part of their conversation.
You need to improve your singing, my son. If you sing off key, it might even affect the taste.
His voice wavers between laughter and tenderness, yet he can't help but let out a small chuckle at the end. Are you telling me I sing badly?
Maybe.
And that's all it takes for Solaris to burst out with the big laugh he'd been holding back. Espoir, do you think I do the chants badly? You jump a little. You can't believe how Unum detected you.
It's not that you do them badly, it's just that you're off key.
Answer against Unum and ask about the children. Answer in favor of Unum and ask about the children. Avoid the answer and ask about the children. You know, I'm gonna have to side with my sister wives on this. Unum, you could get a little better.
Yes.
Unum lets out a groan, defeated, while Solaris laughs even harder.
Can I ask something? It's about the children.
That alone is enough to get both of their attention back on you, and you don't need a verbal response, as they simply look at you, waiting for your question.
Is it normal for them to have their tails intertwined all the time?
It's something binary stars do. Solaris knows more about it.
We don't have tails, but according to what Due told us when we accompanied her to the birth of binary stars, the union of both tails is their way of maintaining their gravitational balance. So, it always works as a method of communication between the two stars.
The kid's making little jokes and memes behind my back and I won't understand them. Yes, exactly. Don't worry, it's normal.
Aww.
Alright, babies, listen. We gotta get some yum-yums first, and then we could go out and play. The response you get is a chorus of childish tantrums, but they accept, realizing that they won't gain anything from it. Life here is not so bad. I love this game so much. I love my babies. But there's still the story of Septim and Nulla to do, so I'm gonna stop right here, give those two their own episode so I can focus entirely on them, and I will see you in the next one. If you'd like to see Act 1 of my playthroughs, there should be a link in the description or at the end of this video. And I would appreciate it so much if you would click the like button on this video, which would really help out my channel, or even subscribe as we're trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers. But as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.